Everything's a little bit harder, it's more confusing, but I gotta keep my eyes open, yo. The world ain't what you think it is, listen to what you hearing. The real lesson to be learned is never what you hearing. Using the cortex, the spinning wheels, choices to hex. The witness never witnessed, the sellers never checked. The word ain't what you think it is, listen to what you hearing. The real lesson to be learned is never what you hearing. Using the cortex, the spinning wheels, choices to hex. The witness never witnessed, the sellers never checked. Wheezing the moment of choice to seek a direction is paramount to existence. To save the souls, the cold, the falsehood, the no-goods, leading to the road to war. The sky belief soul to the Lord, to the underworld. Let us tomorrow stand at a standstill. What a spinning wheel of yesterday inside the essence. Spiritual complexion, manifesting intentional greed. Silence to liars, we took by him. The crooked angel face to side, provide to get elected.
One of the main things Satan did was to convince the world that he did not exist, when in actuality, Satan has been given the reins over this world by the Most High God temporarily, as to test his children, to test those that will be with him in his kingdom, those that will be counted as worthy to be in his kingdom. Now, a lot of people would say, oh yeah, that just seems like a cruel God, and why would he put his people through that? For one thing, we have to understand one thing. This whole target individual thing, like I've said before, it is all about us realizing that God is the one that can do everything. He can see everything. He can hear everything. Because we live in a world where it's see to believe, and you don't see God in front of you, so you doubt him. While Satan is getting all these believers by giving them gifts, tangible things they can see. And so they sell their souls, only to realize later, once they've made the decision to sell their souls and they get their familiar spirits, they get their gifts to be able to hear you and see you and all that stuff that witches and warlocks and people that sell their souls can do. They get those gifts, but they have a familiar spirit telling them, like a voice in their ear, like a voice like you hear just like me right now, a voice in their ear that tells them everything about a person. So that's how those perps can do that. Some of them have been elevated. Some of them accept the mark, and so they got paid or whatever to follow people at first, and they wear little headsets and they get on their phones so they can hear information from their handlers. But then some of them have elevated, so now they have a familiar spirit. They've done a lot of jobs for Satan and all his people, and so now it's like they got to the place where, oh, they've moved up. They get a familiar spirit. They don't need any headsets. They don't need any phones. You just see these people talking to themselves on the street that you know is following you, and all of a sudden there's a spirit that's talking to them, telling them everything about you. There's degrees to this. You have to understand, when we serve God, he says that we're gonna go through some things. Stick with God. This is a short video. Hey, love y'all.